definitely across the country from most of you. I'm the communications manager for our team, the AMG network. It's my honor to host our session today. This call happens each and every Tuesday evening at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We have a rotation of presenters each week and that bring the information. And so we encourage you to bring someone back another time, another Tuesday, share the information, because it's the type of information that if you hear it, you hear it. But if you hear it a second time, it sinks in. And so that's what we encourage you to do. Our presenter today is our fearless leader. We always reserve the first Tuesday of the month for him. And it is Mr. Noble Mike Jamison, who's coming to us from his home office in Atlanta, Georgia. If you are not aware of who Mr. Jamison is, he has a degree in computer science, was recruited right out of college to work for Chrysler in Detroit. However, he just found himself really pushing and pushing and working and working and working quite a few hours each week, which took time away from his family. He had a young family, and he just realized that with the cold weather, the requirement of time, that this just wasn't what he envisioned for himself or for his family. So he moved his family down to the Atlanta, Georgia area, became involved in the networking space, and just hasn't looked back. He has been in this space for about 24 years, I think it is, 23, 24 years he's on, and he's been recently featured in the Business from Home publication, highlighting the fact that he's been working from home as an entrepreneur for 23 years plus. He is a master trader in that he has self-taught himself how to trade in the market. He is on staff as one of the professional traders with our, you get the trophy. and But he just definitely leads the team from the front. But he just makes sure we know what's going on with the market, how to read the charts, and how to just know about the markets, things that are going on in the market that affect us in our pursuit of our financial freedom. He is our fearless leader. He is our friend, our coach, and it is Mr. Mike Jamison. Mr. Jamison, are you there? You get the gold medal right now.
Yes. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, yes.
Awesome. Hey, listen,
Sure.
everyone, welcome to the future of investing. And I really love that because this is where making money is fun, making money is accessible, and most importantly, making money, did I get it backwards? Making money is fun, accessible for everybody. I'm missing a step. But anyway, here's why I love what we do here on Tuesdays is because we get a chance to really share the power of what we do with everyone really around the world. Let me share my screen real quick. And what Ms. Mendenfield talked about in the very beginning of her talk was that the fact that we as a community have been at this for quite some time, right? Now, obviously I have, 22 years of experience in the home-based business space, but our investment community started about, almost 7 years ago in October of 2017, where we were really looking for a way that we can start leveraging our money. And having made plenty of money before in the past, like many of you, we knew nothing about the stock market. We knew nothing about foreign currency. We knew nothing about crypto, at least very little, right? Therefore, we decided to come together collectively because we believe, right? We believe that when two or more come together, some amazing things can happen, okay? So we formed the Alliance Marketing Group, also known as the AMG Network, and we set up some very specific goals that we want to help people accomplish. One of those goals I want to share with you is that we want to create, it's a mission of ours, to help 300 people become self-made millionaires, right? You can put that in your notes, right? Maybe you want to be in that number, I don't know. But that is a goal and a mission statement as ours, is to create 3 families that have earned in excess, of $1 million. And the way that we do that is going to show you throughout the process of this presentation on how to pull money out of the marketplaces by cutting out the middleman of your traditional investment strategies. Now, it doesn't mean that you're going to replace those, because I still encourage people to use your 401ks, use your IRAs and things of that nature. But when you know that there's a quicker way to get to a particular destination, and we can show you how to get there safely, then why not take that course as in addition to what you're already doing, right? And so what we do is that we decided to partner with a company called iGenius, which is a subsidiary of a publicly traded company called InvestView. Now, the reason that's important to you today is because when you start talking about money, investments, and finance, people's defense mechanism automatically goes up, and they should, because we're talking about their hard-earned money potentially being lost. And so when I realized back in 2017 that InvestView was publicly traded, it really gave me peace of mind to know that there was a governing body, okay, a governing body that provided checks and balances on how well the company's doing, because there are shareholders, okay? And so there's an 8K filing that happens every single month as a result of that. And you can go to their public website, investview.com, and you can see exactly what the company financials are. You can literally look and see, hey, look, the company's, got about $4 million in debt that they can pay off because they got $23 million in cash. Right, that's public information, okay? And so we really love that aspect of what we do. But here's what we found. We found that even though we're going to talk about the sexy part of investing, which is making money, a lot of times people would look at a presentation such as ours, and they may not necessarily be in the best position to invest. And normally we would have to turn that person away. But we realized that we had to create a solution for everybody. So we came up with a prerequisite to investing called the Restore, Educate, and Invest phase, right? Put that in your notes. Restore, Educate, and Invest. So in other words, if you are someone, or you know someone who's in debt up to their ears, right? Or maybe they made some poor decisions in the past, okay? And they need to take some corrective steps to those ends, then we want to restore those situations by providing proper education and then putting you in a position to invest. So the company has a product that's specifically designed for that said person. It's called Smart Finance. Smart Finance is basically a suite of services that covers so many different aspects of finance, even before you start talking about investing, which is amazing, by the way. So if your credit score starts with a 4, 5, or 6, and you want to take it to a 7 or 800, no problem. You can utilize our partnership with our credit restoration provider and put some things in order. Or perhaps you were like I was in my early 20s, in debt up to my ears. When I was in debt, I did the only thing I knew to do, which was to get another job. So even though I was an engineer by day, I worked at the gas station by night, right? I may be talking to somebody. I was working 2 full-time jobs. I'm not ashamed of it. It's where I was because I knew I needed to do something extra. I needed that extra money to get out of debt, right? And I applied it. It took me about 10 months of doing that, but I applied it. But the great thing about it is we have resources that'll help you reduce interest rates, consolidate some things, put some stuff back in order for you. But here's what I like to know. There's some people that are uninsured or underinsured that you may know, if not yourself. And so we have a Health Pro program where you can make a contribution towards a health matching account, right? Health matching account. And our third-party partner will match you dollar for dollar, right? So you put in 100, they put in 100. You put in 1,000, they put in 1,000. So when you get ready to have some medical situation that may not necessarily be covered by your current provider, right? you can use your own health pro, which is amazing. And it's for your family as well. Listen, I can talk about smart finance all day long. Maybe you've never set up an LLC, right? Maybe you've never set up an S Corp and you want to know how. No problem. Tax Pro can help you with that, right? Maybe you had some documents that you want to create because you have a brilliant idea of some intellectual property that you're part of, but you haven't put it on paper. So maybe Legal Pro can help you, right? These are some things that are available in smart finance. Maybe you have a small business already, but you need business funding. Well, Business Pro can help you because you need the one thing small business owners need is more capital. Well, we got Business Pro to help you get more capital. Listen, this product alone is amazing. When you get to the end of our talk today and you see how much the offer is just for that standalone product, you're going to be amazed. But here's the part that I love about what we do, right? So a lot of what we do is education. And you can put this in your notes, by the way, right? And we have a saying in the AMG network, which is never skip the education. Write that down. Never skip the education. Here's why we say that. We're going to talk about making money here in a second, okay? Which is the cool, sexy part of the conversation. But if we skip the education on how the money is created and how the money is made, the money just won't flow to you. It will flow through you right back to its rightful owners. Let me repeat that. If we don't give you the education that goes along with the accumulation of money, the money just won't flow to you. It will flow through you right back to its rightful owners. They did a study and they said, hey, listen, you can take the world's wealth, right? It's 8 billion people on the planet, 7.9 billion people on the planet. 1% of the population is responsible for the majority of the world's wealth. You can take all of their money, divide it up evenly amongst the 7.9 billion people on the planet, and in 3 to 5 years, that money will make its way back to its rightful owners. Not because they're prejudiced, not because of, where they're from. No, it's because of what they know. And so we spend some time every week. We spend time every week educating our community on the investor's mindset, because it is critical that starting today that you must immediately transition from being a consumer to an investor mentally. You got to do that immediately. So if you have one source of income right now, you must immediately know that you need two, right? Because if you got multiple bills coming in, you need multiple streams of income to offset that, right? If you've never paid yourself first when you receive a check, then you must immediately change that, then paying yourself 10% at least. Because who you owe is going to be who you owe, whether you pay them a full amount or not. You must pay yourself 10% first, no matter what. These are investor mindsets. And so we spend an hour or so every week going through things such as that. Now, we'd like to talk about the flow of cash because I believe, right? I believe that you are where you are right now based off the decisions you made in the past 5 years. And so am I, right? Dr. Robert Kiyosaki did a study and said, let's break down how money flows and call it the cash flow quadrant. Here's what he said. He said 95% of the population are trained to be one of two things: a great employee or great at being self-employed, just like I was. I was the best employee, and I'm not ashamed of it, right? I love being an engineer. I went to school to be a scientist, computer scientist to be exact, and I made $140,000 at the peak of my career. But what I realized that it was a great place to start, just not the best place to finish, because you never find tons of examples of people who've had the opportunity to retire young and retire rich as a result of that. And then there are many people that get really good at what they do, and they can transition from employee to self-employed, and therefore they now own the job. So now they open the doors and close the doors. They went from cutting the grass as a landscaper to owning the landscaping company and having to cut the grass when the person calls out anyway, right? And so my point is, yes, you make more money when you do that, but there is no time. The real wealth, listen to me closely, the real wealth is in leverage. Put this in your notes. The real wealth is in leverage. And so Dr. Kiyosaki said leverage income represents 5% of the people that think like this. 5%. He said 4% of the people of the 5 are franchises and business owners, McDonald's, Walmart franchises, the franchise that we're talking about now, starting your own investment firm. You have an opportunity through what we're going to say. And then the 1% of the 5 are investors, but it's still leverage. So in other words, we understand that when we do this presentation, we're having a 5% conversation. I don't expect 100 people to understand what I'm saying today. When I talk to 100 people, I expect 5 people to have what I refer to as a DNA explosion. It's an aha moment where it just makes sense. Doesn't need a lot of explaining. We understand that. And so we understand that numbers don't lie. And so we have a technology, the first technology that we're going to help you get connected with immediately upon joining today. We're going to help you learn to trade the NASDAQ 100. Put that in your notes. We're going to help you learn to trade the NASDAQ 100. You may not even know what the NASDAQ 100 is, but we're going to help you learn to trade it. You know why? Because we spent the last 7 years simplifying the process on how we can take a person who knows nothing about investing and literally within 50 minutes teach them how to follow our NASDAQ 100 algorithm. And the way that we've done that is we've created 4 actions that you can take. Here's my 90-second training before you even become a member on how you can do it. There's only 4 actions you can take. Buy 100%, buy 50%, sell 100%, sell 50%. That is all you can do. Now you may be thinking to yourself, it can't be that simple. Well, yes, it can. Here's what I want you to do in your notes, especially if you're a guest on the line today. You getting started today. You're going to start your own investment firm today. You have a dollar amount in your mind that you would like to invest with immediately. Write that down in your notes. Whatever it is, $10, $100, $1,000, $10,000, whatever it is, write it down in your notes. Okay? We're going to show you how to set up a broker account to trade the NASDAQ 100 on your phone. Whether it's Robinhood, whether it's Webull, whether it's Charles Schwab, we're going to show you how to do it on your phone. So whatever that dollar amount, I want you to write down. What's going to happen is that our market expert is going to say, hey, we're going to buy 100% today. So if you wrote down 100, you buy $100 worth. If you wrote down 500, you buy $500 worth. If you wrote down 10,000, you buy $10,000 worth. And then a day or so later, right, whenever they see the algorithm says so, they're going to send out another message and they're going to say, hey, sell 50% of what you bought or sell 100% of what you bought. And guess what? That's exactly what you do. If you bought $100 worth, you sell $50. If you bought $500 worth, you sell $250. If you bought $10,000 worth, you sell $5,000. Period. That's the training, right? And when you see how simple that process is, most people are amazed. And let me show you, had you followed that simple 90-second training that I just shared with you last year, 2023, here's what your results would have been on your account. You would have experienced, had you followed all of the trades, 65% increase of your portfolio year to date 2023. If that's not amazing, I don't know what is, right? So in other words, if you started with $100, you ended with 160. If you started with $1,000, you ended with 1,600. If you started with $10,000, you ended with 16,000. Ladies and gentlemen, do your research. Check and see what the average portfolio return in corporate America, and I promise you, it will max out somewhere around 23%, normally around 8 or 9% for the year. And this one, that's right, this one technology that we have did 65%. But guess what? We don't stop there. We also show people that want to take a deep dive into the marketplaces. Now, we understand that this is not for everybody, but there are some people that are very analytical and they want to use their analytics to learn to see what a market expert sees when they analyze the charts, like myself. And so we have special sessions that are available to you so you can learn on that level, okay? You can learn on that level. And so therefore, you may see a chart like this, and today this means nothing to you. But you attend our master live sessions, and you will understand that you can establish a channel by looking at the chart. And then you can say, you know what? Once you attend another session, you can say, I can turn that channel into a bearish market structure, right? And then you can say you continue to learn and you continue to advance your education, and you can turn that bearish market structure into a support and resistance level, right? And then you can turn that support and resistance level into a bearish trade idea. And then that bearish trade idea can then be published to the community. Just that simple, right? For those that want to learn on that level, we can teach you. And then those who don't can take the trade idea that was published to the community and they can enter it into their system and do a $15,000 withdrawal for the month if that's what they made in profits. And then do a $1,400 withdrawal for the month if that's what they made in profits, okay? But the key is we're showing you, whether you want the details or not, how to pull money out of the marketplaces. The only thing you have to ask yourself is, are you going to go through the process to learn? So today, you're on a Zoom, you're part of our Wealth Club, and you're learning about the AMG network, right? You're learning about the AMG network and who we are. As a result of that, you're going to make a decision today that you're going to follow the market experts as they publish these trade ideas to our community members. You're going to take that trade idea and you're going to enter it into your broker account that you create in your name. And obviously, when profits are made, you're going to transfer that profits to your personal bank account, your PBA. Anybody want to transfer some money to their personal bank account, PBA, right? Drop some fire in the chat, man, if you want to transfer some money to your personal bank account, right? Which is amazing. But that's just the beginning, ladies and gentlemen. I've just spent the last 20 minutes talking about two technologies. One was a NASDAQ algorithm called Trend Pro, and another one is the Forex trade ideas that I just shared. That's just two of the many that we have to share. So throughout the next 12 to 18 months, you're going to be exposed to a diversity of marketplaces: the stock market, the foreign currency, the crypto, the futures market. And again, it doesn't matter if you don't know anything about them. We don't care. The only thing we care about is that you're willing to learn. That's where the success comes. The success isn't the result. The success is that you're willing to go through the process to get the result, because tomorrow you'll be better than you were today. That's the success. And so we want to give you access to all of these different tools, whether it's our discount travel tools, whether it's helping you set up your digital wallet, whether it's giving you access, right, to our creme de la creme services that are 100% automated, like Endotech, which was designed for institutions and hedge funds to use that we can utilize, or whether it's the utilization of C-Force, which is designed for retail members to utilize, that we all have access to. And they're 100% automated. So some of you have been trying to figure out, where do I put my money for my money to go have children, right? Well, guess what? We got the perfect solution for you. We're going to show you how to set up the accounts. We're going to show you how to, protect your money. But most importantly, we're going to show you how to be in control of what you do. Okay. So here's the last two things I want to share with you, and then we'll be done. We have 4 preferred membership options for you today. Okay. 4 preferred membership options for you today. The first membership is the standalone Smart Finance membership that's discounted right now. It's $59 to start for the first month, and then starting your second month is $59 a month as well. $59 to start, $59 a month. I just so happen to know in about 30 days or less, this discount membership for the Smart Finance is going to go away, and it's probably going to be around $200 to start, and $59 a month, somewhere around there. This is a promo price, okay? The second preferred member is what we refer to as the Smart Finance Choice Equity membership. This is the membership that gives you all of the smart finance benefits, but also allows you to execute that NASDAQ 100 technology algorithm that I trained you on in 90 seconds during my talk today. It's only $149 to start. And then the second month, it's $149 to continue. Okay. Now, what you invest, how much profit you make, is totally up to you. It's none of our business. Okay. But the monthly membership is what gives you access to the technology. All right. Then we have our premium membership, preferred member, which is $600 the first month, $175 a month. It also gives you access to the equities, which is also known as the stock market, but it gives you access to foreign currency. It gives you access to crypto. It basically gives you access to all of the trade ideas that are available in our community for the most part. All right. And then our most popular membership is the elite membership, not because it's the most expensive, because it has the most value. It is a one-time payment of $1,500 one time, and then it's $175 a month. And it includes everything that I talked about today, including the automated technology that trades for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, when the opportunity presents itself. That is the elite membership. Okay. So we really don't care which membership you decide to start with. You may start out with the membership that you think is best for you right now. You can always upgrade to another membership later if you choose. The only thing you will have to do is pay the difference, in the membership that you have and the membership that you want. So in other words, if you start out as a premium member and you paid, $600 to become a premium member, and then a month or two later you want to become elite, well, you just pay the difference between premium and elite, which is what, $900. Boom. They give you credit for the membership you bought the first time. All right. So anyway, that choice is yours. The most important thing is that for you to take action today. And the reason we want to do that is because I want you to leave here with this mindset that I'm going to close with right now. Okay. Throughout this process, our objective is to help you learn to transition everyday life expenses into business deductions. Listen to me closely. Our objective is to help you learn to transition what would normally be everyday life expenses into business deductions. If you have a car payment now, then that car should be a business vehicle. If you have a home or an apartment, then a portion of that home or apartment should be able to be written off as a business expense. If you have a cell phone, and most people do, then a portion of that phone, if not all, could be dedicated for a business expense. And so we want to show you how to do that through this program. Okay. Now, here's the thing that I think is important as I close. When you process what I'm sharing with you today, you have to have a new way of thinking. And I'm going to close with where I started, right? I talk in circles. And here's why. Because if you don't get the education, then the money's going to flow right through you. Think about the person who gets the tax return every year, and every year they're waiting on the tax return, and they're not able to grow and multiply their circumstance. They never got the proper education. And so you must develop a new way of thinking in order for this to work well for you. So in other words, if you were like I was in the very beginning, you probably have earned income, which is what we call step number one. You have some type of cash flow coming in right now, earned income, W-2, earned income, no problem. Then you have to partition some of that income to number two into an investment and assets. That's what the membership is about. You must immediately decide that you're going to do something different. You got to take a portion of the earned income and create an asset, which is what our membership is about. And that asset, whether it's the NASDAQ, whether it's Forex, whether it's crypto, whether it's futures, that asset will create number three, which is revenue. Listen to me closely. It will create revenue. And what you do with the revenue is you deduct any expenses that you may have, your membership fee, your broker fee, or whatever. And guess what you have left? Profits. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the country's best known personal development, Jim Rohn, said, profits are better than wages. He used to say that all the time. Profits are better than wages. The reason why profits are better than wages is because you don't get profits until you have revenue, and you don't have revenue until you have assets. And the only way to get profits is to have an asset created, right? And so the value in what we're doing is that you want to learn, listen to me closely, you want to learn to attach your everyday life expenses to your profits and not your wage. This is the different thinking. So in other words, when I worked as an engineer, I paid my car note from an engineering. I paid my house from my engineer money. I paid for my kids' daycare from engineer money. So if something had to happen to the engineer, everything is affected. However, now that I know better, I attach all of my living expenses to my profits. My car paid for by profits. My house paid for by profits. The grandkids daycare paid for by profit. So if something happens to me, it's still paid for by the profits because it has nothing to do with me. It has nothing to do with me. That's the difference. That's the difference. And if you're not there yet, you need to do everything in your power to get there soon. And that's what this presentation is all about. Helping you become a businessman and a businesswoman. And we have an incredible weekly schedule that you'll be shared with as you become a preferred member of our community. But I want to encourage you to get back with the person that invited you on the session today. All right. Let them know immediately which members you want to become, which preferred member you can afford to become right now. Okay. Because the most important thing is that you take action immediately. All right. And so listen, my name is Noble Mike Jamison. It's been an absolute privilege to share this information with you. Get back with the person that invited you on. Have an amazing weekend. Amazing day. Take care and take charge. All righty. I think we finished in good time.